Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Hunt, the supernatural watch along podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, and I am joined by Kieran
Hello.
and the man with a million t shirts, Ali.
Hey,
Million and one t shirts. You're like Chris Jericho in his list, but with t shirt. T shirt
Armbar.
one, Stone Cold Steve Austin. T shirt two, well,
And sunglasses too. 101 sunglasses.
101 sunglasses as well. Okay.
Yeah.
This week we are discussing episode 14, Nightmare, originally aired on the 23rd of April 2006 and rated by IMDb 8.1 out of 10. The synopsis, according to IMDb, when Sam's visions start happening while he's awake, he and Dean investigate the unusual murders he foretold, only to find them all to be true. And that perhaps he's not the only one with special abilities. When visiting the Millers, the boys go as priests. I mean, yeah, okay, fair. The episode was directed by Philip Skrikia.
We have to admit, names are definitely not our strong point.
No, definitely
Yeah.
not. No.
So,
And
names,
it-
places, words.
Yeah, it's terrible for all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If that pesky alphabet's involved, there's issues. So, the episode was written by Sarah Gamble and Rial Tucker, and the show, as always, stars Jared Padalecki, Jensen Ackles, and this episode brings in Brendan Fletcher as Max, Beth Broderick as Alice, who you may well know from Sabrina the Teenage Witch as Aunt Zelda, the original Sabrina, not that remake bullshit. Fred Keaton, Avery Raskin, Susan McFarlane, and Cameron McDonald. Yeah. So, Kira, general spoiler free, what's your thoughts on this episode?
Spoiler free. I enjoy the episode overall. I think it is it's good. Obviously, we get a lot of backstory elements that are quite useful. And obviously come into play further on the season as we go. But yeah, I like the episode. You can, without giving too much away, you can see that Dean is worried that Sam's you know dreaming about other things.
You've
Uh,
gone slightly blurry, Kira.
Yes, I just noticed. Let me try and fix my camera.
Ali, what's your thoughts on the episode?
I enjoyed it. Try and be spoiler free as possible. But nice little bit of information of how Sam has these dreams, how he has the dreams, what happens, and then as we go forward.
Okay. So, with all that in mind, the episode opens with us seeing a man getting locked in his car and the car turning on in the garage where he begins to suffocate. We then find out that it's not happening in real time and it is, in fact, a vision Sam has had. Sam wakes up Dean and says, we need to go. We need to go and sort this. And it leads them to Michigan. Unfortunately, however, despite Dean on positive breaking the speed limit, they arrive too late to save the man. Not too late. They arrive in time to find the authorities and everyone there. So they must have missed it, but just. So in order to go and talk to the family and try and find out what's happening, as the IMDb synopsis said, they dressed as priests. Which yeah, is
They haven't done yet.
they haven't done yet.
Yeah.
So what do you think on them posing as priests, Ali, in comparison to some of their other stuff?
Definitely considering what they do It's definitely it would have been a touchy subject for some viewers, say some, not obviously the Masters of Disguise is one of their things that they do in this show, and they do it very well. But yeah, this one might have been very close to the chest for certain religions, shall we say?
It might have been a touchy subject for some. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. So we then Sam and Dean are chatting. Well, Dean's casually just cleaning a load of guns, like just all the guns. Got a sawed-off shotgun and multiple pistols and everything. He's just really getting into his gun maintenance. And Sam has, for the first time, a vision while he's awake, which appeared to be slightly painful. Seems to come on as a migraine. And during said vision, they see the brother of the previous victim also die by being decapitated with a window.
With
Not
his
a
arms
normal
out,
way to go. It's,
with his arms out as well,
yeah,
above the window.
casually, boom,
Yeah.
decapitated. So unusual, you could
I
say.
mean, agreed. But we've all tried to close a window in our life. Happened.
Not the way
I've
that he
never
was.
exactly. That's what I'm gonna say. I've never stuck my head underneath the window, but I'll pull this down on me to see if this. What the fuck are you doing? You know, this is the most ridiculous way to close a window I've ever seen, and I realize suspension of disbelief. But at the same time, there comes a point where it's like, this is God telling you it's your time because you're a fucking moron.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hard to argue with that one.
Yeah.
hard to argue. I normally try and be the voice of reason here. Don't think I got that in me. Just I mean, yeah, dude had it coming. For any listeners, if you're checking why your window's stuck, don't do it that way. Just don't. Just do it a different way.
Yeah.
It's,
Grab the frame while standing inside and pull down,
uh,
or
so,
open, close, handle, done, nice and easy.
so get new windows is the moral of the story. Yeah. So
We are sponsored by a double glazing company today. We're not really.
So we then move on. Sam and Dean move to the old house to see if they're being haunted or something, if something's followed them, if weird things used to happen at their previous place. Because in at both locations of the two deaths, they were not able to find anything suspicious, no EMF, no anything. And when speaking to their old neighbor, they found out that Max, the son of the family, was in fact horrendously abused by his dad and his uncle. And the stepmom done nothing. She watched it, didn't say a word. Um, so fun times. Sam then has another vision. Only this time he sees very clearly what's going on. And as it happens, Max has the ability of telekinesis. He is like a male Carrie, but a bit, less bloody. So yeah, he uses his telekinetic ability to stab his stepmom, in the face with a kitchen knife.
I'm going to go out on a
Pretty-
limb from here and say, let's be fair. He has much more justification than Carrie does for going crazy and killing loads of people.
Well, he was horrendously abused, and he's only taken out his abusers.
Exactly.
Carrie
Couple of people
was
pull some pranks that are. She goes batshit crazy and burns everything down.
Carrie was horribly bullied and made fun of by a lot of people, but she killed a lot of innocent people. Max is sticking to those who are actually guilty. So
Yeah.
I don't know about I mean, yeah, he probably does have more reason than Carrie because they were actually beating the shit out of him.
Yeah. Because
So
surprisingly, people that say that words hurt you haven't been punched in the face. Because being
true,
punched in the face hurts you.
true,
Words can upset my feelings sometimes, and then I get better.
true. But she did have a lot of pig's blood dumped on her. That's also unpleasant.
Yeah, but that was hilarious.
Anyway, not the point. Point is, Max isn't killing people without reason. You know, you may not agree with multiple murders.
Yeah, still don't
but-
condone vigilante justice unless you're going to gargle marbles, put on a cowl, and say, it's the only way that that's allowed. You know?
But he's not doing it without cause. So he's not taking out innocence. Yeah. Anyway, Sam and Dean go to try and stop this. They try to save Max's mom, stepmom. And they do get there on time. And Dean is disarmed, and Max telekinetically controls the gun, which is pretty cool.
By the
Finally,
time it was, yeah. By the
Yeah.
time,
CG's a bit, looking at it now, it's a bit.
but Dean and the stepmom go upstairs while Sam tries to talk to Max because, well, Dean wants to kill Max because he's a monster, in Dean's words. Sam, feeling a kinship with him, being the first psychic they've come across that's not him. Sam wants to try and save him, potentially because he feels saving him is a good sign for himself. So Sam tries to talk to Max and find out what's what, and that's where they discover that Max's mother, biological mother, died in his nursery while he was a child. Interestingly enough, by being pinned to the ceiling and set on fire. So his mom died in the exact same way Mary Winchester and Jessica died. What was your thoughts on this reveal, Ali?
so this said to me that clearly whoever is doing it then just hasn't just targeted the Winchesters. This has been going on for quite a while to multiple families. And it was a nice little twist. Essentially, Max and Dean are linked, but let's just say if Sam didn't have Dean and his father, Sam could have been the exact same as Max, you know? But
Well, Sam actually does mention that later in the episode. He says, they're lucky, John taught them what they did and, what to do. And he says it could have gone another way because, while John, and we have mentioned, probably isn't the best dad, he's probably not the one
No.
who's parenting you should learn from. He at least wasn't physically abusive towards
no,
his sons, especially, Kieran was going to say something.
Is
I
that the
think
bar
this
we've
again.
set? No, I don't disagree. I don't disagree, but it just shows the parental figures in this show are fucking terrible. What the bar is, you're a good parent if you don't physically abuse your children. That is a low fucking bar, and we should
That-
all aspire to more.
That's absolutely true. If you have children or are planning to have children, please do better than just not beating them. Okay, actually try not to be neglectful and be a good parent if possible. But yeah, so Sam is then locked in the closet by Max. Max uses his telekinesis to push Sam into the closet and to block it with a cabinet. While in the closet, that was not how I meant that sentence to sound. But while in the closet, Sam had another vision, this time of Max shooting Dean in the head, while Dean is trying to protect Max's stepmom.
I wonder
Uh,
how many people gasped when they saw Dean get shot in the head before they realized it was actually a premonition. You know, I bet a lot of, especially female fans,
well, did
were like, "Oh my God, they've just killed Dean!" And then, obviously, a couple of seconds later, oh no, he's actually okay.
well did you react that way?
No, I was just like, he's
I wonder how many people gasped.
yeah,
I,
but
I
back
didn't.
back then is what I mean. Back then, when this
you,
there,
you knew it went 15 seasons, so
yeah,
you knew
yeah,
he was good. But so yeah, yeah. Sam sees this, and after having this vision, Sam uses telekinesis himself to move a cabinet and open the closet that he has been locked in. He then goes upstairs and tries to reason with Max, and Max shoots himself in the head, taking his own life instead. We then kind of get some wrap up conversations with Sam and Dean. And Dean tries to reassure Sam that everything's okay and he's not worried. But we can see that he's very clearly lying to his brother and he is getting his pants. Kieran, what's your thoughts on this?
I quite like it. Overall we get to see the progression of Sam's whatever uh with his powers, let's call them that, going from precognition to telekinesis is which is quite cool. We get to see that the outward calm, collected exterior of Dean is a bit shaken. Like, oh god, uh, someone else that had these powers just tried to, has successfully killed all of his blood relatives and tried to kill his stepmom, then shot himself. Is Sam going to be one of these freaks as well, which is quite good.
It's true. We also, we obviously, it's an episode with big reveals. One, there are other people with psychic abilities. And two, at least one of these other people with psychic abilities had their mother killed by the same demon, presumably, that killed Sam and Dean's parents. So there is definitely a connection there. And Sam, theorizes that said connection is because of their psychic ability.
Feels like there's a little subplot that we don't know yet, and it's gonna tease out through the season.
Do,
Wouldn't want
do,
to. I
do
want
you
to
feel
assume.
like that's
I
a
feel like
possibility?
that might be there.
Well, obviously we are trying not to give any spoilers, so
Yeah.
it's but yeah. Ali, what's your thoughts on this? Where do you think this is going to go?
we're definitely gonna find more people that are very similar to the brothers as we go on, or at least that being the first time viewer, that's the vibe I'm getting from it.
Okay, that's interesting. Let's yeah, I look forward to I look forward to us watching the episodes and seeing how the story progresses, and I look forward to seeing your reaction as to how the story progresses. But I am very much enjoying watching the show again. Okay, so we have Max as our villain in this episode. I'm not placing him there. That's just a placeholder at the moment. Ali, you can go first this time. Where would you place Max on our tier list?
Simply because he was the same but opposite as Sam, I'm gonna put him at a high B.
High B. Okay, where about on the B? Reaper, Wyoming and White, Hookman, where
Just after the Reaper.
after the Reaper you would place
Yeah.
him. Okay. Um, Kieran, where would you place Max?
I would put him just after Dr. Ellicott in A.
Okay, so you would put him here,
I put him
which
there.
I think at the it puts him either low A or the highest B. Yeah, I think we'll put him low A because I think I would put him after Dr. Ellicott as well. I think I would have him before this dude. I always forget
Peter.
his name. Peter, that's it. So yeah, we'll put the lowest on the A tier at the moment. He wasn't
I think we might
necessarily.
have Peter too high.
I think he's too high, but I said that from the get go. I think Peter's B tier at most.
I still think he's better than the Woman in White. I don't think he's as good as the Reaper.
I don't think he's as good as the Reaper. I don't think he's as good as the Woman in White.
It is. It is.
What do you think about Peter Ali? Seen his work. We seem to be reevaluating
I
Peter.
would definitely pump him down a tier by now. But
Okay, better or worse than the Reaper?
a bit better.
You think better than the Reaper? Okay,
Yeah.
so okay, we'll put him there then. So he's moved down a tier, but okay, fair. Well, we'll take that at the moment, and we can
still
continue to
reassess at the
adjust
end, but when
as we go. Yeah,
because
That's an
obviously
interesting.
you see villains and you're like, oh, really good. And when you take them as standalone, you're like, that's A tier, that's A tier. But then when you look at them as a collective whole and you go, ooh, that is an A tier. But if that's A tier, that puts that A tier thing at S tier. And it's sort of, so as you add more to it, I think organically you have to reshuffle.
Yeah,
Because
you've got to move it about.
by episode 3, Peter's phenomenal. As a, just coming in.
Peter, he is very good in the episode. It's a cool episode. It's a great, yeah, it's a great thing. But is he, is he? Well, he's not as good as the Reaper, in my opinion. The
No, I
Reaper
don't
is
think
so
he's as good
fucking
as the
cool.
Reaper.
It's,
Yeah.
but anyway, Kieran, you can go first this time. What would you rate this? Or did you go first last? Who went first last time?
I think I did last time
Okay,
because I gave it a
Ali,
pleasant.
you can go first this time. What would you rate this episode out of 10?
a bit better than the than episode 13. I would give it a solid 6.8.
6.8. Okay.
6.8, yeah. I enjoyed it a little bit more, simply because of the similarities between Max and Sam. I felt we needed a little bit more of the story as to why the stepmother just stood back and watched it, but obviously we didn't get that. It was another wee episode that they just wanted wrapped up in a bow.
I can answer that. If you want, I can answer because she's a dog shit human being.
No, yeah, okay. Well, I'll accept that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
people are terrible. So
yeah. A solid 6.8 for me for this episode.
Okay, Kieran, what would you rate this episode out of 10?
I am much more generous than you, Ali. I really like this episode. I think this episode tees up a lot. It gives a lot of plot points that the further on you go, you'll be surprised at just how many plot points you actually get. I'd give it an 8.5.
Okay, wow, that is high. Okay, I mean that's fair. That's I agree with you. This episode sets up a lot, which is nice. And I'm always I always really like an episode that's a story, that actually builds on the story arc episode. I really enjoy it. I mean, I'll enjoy the standalone episodes as well, but I particularly like the episodes that are, quite story heavy and important. This is the first episode where we find out the demon hasn't just killed their mom, but, something else. And we find out there are other psychic abilities. We find out that it feels something underlying. It feels like there's more than we're currently familiar with. And I love that's all set up and teased, which will all obviously get explored as we go on. I also like that Dean's clearly worried, and he's not just, Dean, who's, in general, a super cool dude about everyone. He's quite relaxed about stuff. you can see that he's trying to be super cool, but he is properly
Shut-
worked.
shut
And I
any
like
cell.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's pulled up properly.
However, I'm not going to rate it as high as Kieran did. I will go for a 7.5. I
Ooh.
probably would do it higher, but I don't like to do these random numbers like you guys are whipping out. I'm a 0.5 or a it's you're welcome to use whatever decimal point you want, but I'm
I mean, it's not like we're using 2 decimal points; we're using 1. So
that's true.
you know,
That's true.
I'm
You know
not
what,
like, oh, it's
you
a
know what?
3.1452.
It's 7.33333.
Yeah. Ad infinitum. Yeah.
I'll up it to 7.8. I'm gonna go crazy. This is my first rating that's not either a flat number or a 0.5. So it's we're pushing the boat out here. We'll see how I feel about it.
Maddening.
And
Maddening.
I may change my mind by the next episode. Be like, nope, can't do that anymore.
I mean, this is gonna weigh heavy on your soul. I mean,
I know.
just crazy.
And on that note, if you want to find out if I have been torn apart by this decision, come and join the hunt next week when we will be looking at episode 15, somewhat hilariously called The Benders.
Outstanding title. Outstanding.
I don't think that means the same in non
The US as it
UK,
does.
yeah,
UK, yeah.
It does look-
100%.
So yeah,
100%. Because I don't think you could get away with calling an episode The Benders in the UK.
You can.
It wouldn't be appropriate.
I mean, not unless you want people to have a wee snigger. So,
Yeah, exactly.
so,
It's amusing
Anyway,
because we're
with that in
British,
mind-
but
yeah. As I've said, join the hunt next week when we'll be looking at that episode. And until then, safe hunting. Bye for now.
Bye.
cheers.